Hello, my name is Kelly Bluen. I am a certified Zentangle teacher. Welcome to episode 11 in my floral series for 2025. Already, we have done 2 complete weeks, and I'm going to show you what those look like. All right, this was week number 1. We did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different florals, and then at the end of the week, you had the option of adding color. So we used watercolor on this one, and I just think it's amazing and so beautiful. Okay, that was week number 1. Week number 2, we did a dangle where we drew a line and then had our florals hanging down from there. And again, I just think it is so beautiful putting all of these organic, just gorgeous tangles together to create another type of garden. So I love both of these so much. And now we are on week 3 where we start another project. All right, for this week I have my watercolor paper. This is Canson watercolor paper. I have it linked below in the description of the video. I have my eraser in this little tin, a micron pen. This is a PN plastic nib pen. Any pen will work, but if you plan on adding color like watercolor at the end, you will want one that doesn't bleed. So the Sakura microns do not bleed when the ink gets wet. I also have a little graphite pencil and a blending tool. All right, this Canson water paper is 3.5 inches by 7.5 inches. And when we do watercolor, you always want to find the rougher side, the bumpier side. Both sides work, I promise it's okay, but the bumpier side usually absorbs the water a little bit better. Okay, so find your bumpy side, and let's get our little practice sketchbook. Okay, my sketchbook is this cute little one here that was included in the May Florals kit. If you did not get a May Florals kit, it's okay. You can use items that you have around your home, and most of us have little junk journal-y type things laying around, so just grab any scrap paper or a little notebook that you can practice in. All right, let's open up to a new clean page. Day 11. All right, here we go. I'm so excited to be starting a new week. All right, episode or day, I guess I've been writing day, and for some reason this time I wrote episode. I don't know why. Episode 11. Add some little hearts because we're happy and excited and we love this series. Okay, are we ready? So today we're actually not doing a floral, we are doing a leaf pattern. So I hope that's okay with you, but it's going to be such a fun one that I think you're gonna love it. All right, this is called Leaf Chain. And it was created by Barbara Dewell Johnson. CZT. And as you're writing that, we'll go back through here because we've definitely done one of Barbara's already. Which one was it? Oh yes, Kelly. She has so many great florals. All right. Leaf chain. So I'm going to take my pencil first and I'm going to just sort of make a wavy line that I want my leaf chain to follow. Okay, here we go. So it begins with a leaf pattern, which is just kind of a rounded upside down teardrop, pointy oval type shape. And then up here near this little point, we're going to put a circle. And then we're going to do an aura around that shape. I left mine open here just because I want to remind myself that it's part of a chain, and so it can begin from a line or an edge or a flower. So I'm just going to leave mine open. Okay, now I'm just going to sort of follow this loosely. I don't have to, it just gives me a guide. But now this next shape is going to come off the sides of this. Okay, so I'm going to turn a little bit, and I'm going to come out to a point and out to a point. So I kind of turned mine sort of quickly because I had a sharp curve. I'm going to add that little circle near the point, and then I'm going to aura from that side of that first one to this one. All right, I feel like this is too big of a bend, so I'm going to change it. This is why we have a practice page, right? So we can see what works and what doesn't work. Okay. So now my next one, I'm going to come off the side again and then give it a point and a point. And I bend in a little bit. So I make my line go out and then in a little to the point. So it's got this little dip on each side. And if you just want yours to go like this with no dip, that works as well. That or that. Add that little circle and the aura. Look how that just builds off the previous one. Do your next one. Add your circle and your aura. So relaxing. So I'm not staying directly on my pencil line, but it is just kind of reminding me to sort of turn each leaf in a different direction to make it look like it's maybe coming through your garden, growing all willy-nilly. All right, I'm going to do one more down here. Circle, aura. That is leaf chain. I love it. Okay, now that we know leaf chain, we can play with variations. So let's do another one. I'm going to do one right here. And then I'm going to aura it right away, just so I don't forget later. Then I'm going to do another one, and I'm going to aura it. And another one, and aura. So do as many as you want of these, and then we'll play around with some variations. Okay. So with that little circle, we could do a line and then a circle. A line and then a circle. And it just gives it a different look. Or we could put in a full line and then these little lines off to the side, like a traditional leaf. I'm going to do one more of those. And then maybe the last one, I'll do a line with like a little fescue at the top, like a rounded little droplet. And then maybe I'll continue those down on each side. So I love the first idea. I love her original one with just these little holes in the end. But I also think it'd be really fun to play with just different infinite leaf patterns. Okay. I think I'm done practicing. If you need some more time, push pause, draw a few more, and then meet me at our tile. Okay. So I have our tile here, and I am excited to begin. I'm going to put my top on my pen, and I'm going to pick up my pencil first. All right, so on the very first one that we did a very just basic frame, a single line, but then up in the top, we auraed around these little flowers to give the frame a little bit of interest. I love that technique. This one we did had this cute little branch type thing. Someone said it was Eni Oken, E-N-I, O-K-E-N, that has a video. I tried to find it and I couldn't find it, but when I do, I will share it on my Facebook page, Let's Tangle. But someone said she has a whole class where she shows you how to do these beautiful, intricate frames. So that was so much fun. Okay, so we're going to do a different type of frame for this one. All right, I'm going to go about halfway down the left side of my paper. And I'm just going to make a little dot. There's my little dot. And then I'm going to go up here and make a line and a dot up here as well. It does not matter if it's a perfectly symmetrical triangle when we're done with this. It doesn't matter if it goes over long or a little bit short. It really doesn't matter. You'll see in a minute. All right, I'm going to put a dot in this corner, and I'm going to connect those lines. All right, I've got a triangle there. I do want it to be about 2 finger widths. I don't want it to be too tiny. So if you need to go back and make it a little bit larger, you can. In fact, I think I want to make mine a little bit bigger. Okay, I'm going to erase that. I'm going to go down a little bit from the center. Okay, that feels better to me. All right, I'm going to do the same thing on this side. So I said halfway before, but let's go up a little bit from halfway for this one. We're going to come down and we're going to make this little triangle over here. I will ink this in a minute so it's easier for you to see. I know the pencil's a little bit light. Okay, so we put in 2 triangles. They are about 2 finger widths wide. We want them big enough to be able to do some drawing inside them. Okay, now I'm going to make an aura along this one and leave about a pencil width in between. And then up here, I have started this little line, the top of my frame. I'm going to skip this part and I'm going to pick it back up over here and take it all the way to the corner. And then from the corner, I'm going to come down and I'm going to stop about a pencil width away from that triangle. Then I'm going to do another aura on this triangle about a pencil width away, like that. And I started my line here, so I'm going to jump over and continue it down here, all the way across to about a pencil width from the corner, and then I connect these two. All right, hopefully that made sense. There was probably an easier way to explain it, but hopefully that was okay. So what we have now is a triangle, then this cool little shape here, and then a triangle here. And then this other part in between and around is going to be our frame. All right, go ahead and pause if you need to go back and kind of fix that. If not, if you're ready, then let's ink that in. So by inking it, I just mean we're going to trace it. We are not concerned about wiggly lines or things not being exactly even. It's okay. But I do want you to think about this line here, having this little opening and then picking right back up so that it's about the same width all the way across the top. Trace your triangles. They do not need to be straight. This is going to be so filled with florals that you'll never look at your border and be upset that it wasn't even. Look at that fun start to this tile. Okay. Are you ready to add leaf chain to this piece? I know it's always a little bit scary, a little bit nervous about putting, the florals on the paper, but my friend Audrey Shantz, who teaches watercolor, says it's just paper. It's okay. It's okay. If you make a mistake, we can embellish it, we can change it, we can make it look amazing. If you don't love it, flip it over, try again. Order some Canson watercolor paper online and make more of these. This is just meant to be fun and relaxing, not stressful. Okay, I'm going to pick up my pencil and I want to put my leaf chain kind of coming down this way. So I'll show you. I'm going to start in the middle of this triangle. I'm going to come down, I'm going to jump over this white area and curve it down this way. And I'm actually going to change it a little bit because I want it to land closer to the center of the tile. Not exactly in the center, but I want it to kind of take up a big piece here. All right, so I'm going to go back to my little sketchbook for a moment because my girlfriend April, who some of you know or have seen on some of my other lives and things, whenever I think about drawing large or small, I always think about April because she loves to draw very intricate, tiny details, and which is wonderful and beautiful. But for this particular tile, we're going to be drawing kind of large. We really want to fill in our spaces. So if you're drawing your leaf chain really tiny, it's going to be beautiful, but it's going to take you a long time to get down that line, okay? And it's going to be really small. I want you to try to make these leaves the width of your finger. So if it helps you, go ahead and draw a line on each side just to make sure you get this nice wide width. Okay? Don't be afraid to go big today. All right, I'm going to start with my first one, and I'm not going to start with a point. I'm going to start with kind of a wide base that comes out into a point, out into a point. Even that one is about the width of my fingernail. And then I'm going to aura that. Look at that pretty aura. Now I'm going to do the next one in pencil because I don't want my ink to go in this white area, but my pencil can. So my next one is going to be like this. And see how it would kind of land right in the middle? And I'm going to erase that part because I don't want to be on top of that white part. So I'm going to do my next one. We just won't be able to see that pretty pointed tip. And it's going to disappear behind here. If I still had that pencil line in, my next one would start about there and come out here. It really doesn't matter. It's not important, but you can just kind of see where that next one is going to land since we can't build it off of the first one. And then I'm going to keep going. Doesn't matter if you follow your pencil line perfectly or not, but do try to keep all of this about the width of your finger. We're really trying to take up space on this paper. Just keep adding these and adding those auras. My last one is going to tuck into this line and you won't see the edge of it. See how it just kind of disappears behind the frame. Okay, I'm going to take my eraser and erase some of these little pencil lines that I made as my guides. I'm also going to erase them around the frame that I made. Okay, how does yours look? It's moving all over the place. Okay, I love that. I want to add one more before we do some decorating. So my next one, let me just kind of tell you my vision for this tile, okay? So the very first tile that we did, we had a garden that grew up from the ground like a traditional garden. The second tile, we did it from this line across the top, and we called it a dangle because everything dangled down from that line. This one is going to be a full tile. So by full, I mean that we are going to fill every inch of these 3 sections with florals. And I know for some of you, it's like, oh no, that's a lot. How are we going to do this? But over the 5 days, we're going to add floral patterns that are going to build off of the first ones. And we're just going to start filling in all of the space. And it's going to look amazing. I think you're going to love it. Okay? So that's why we're drawing large, because we're going to put 5 elements on here. And we're going to need to take up space. Okay, I'm going to take my pencil, and I think I want my next leaf chain to just kind of swoop down and up over this way. Yours can be anywhere. I think that's where I want mine. Okay, I'm going to start building this little chain, little pointed leaves, auras. Come off the side, pointed leaves, aura. If you need to put those guidelines in to help you keep it about the width of a finger, go ahead and draw in those guidelines. Some of mine are smaller than others. It's okay. They're just leaves. Leaves come in all different shapes and sizes. I'm using my pencil line as a guide, but it's just pencil. I can change it if I want to. My last one is just going to disappear into the frame. Take a moment to get those all drawn in and then erase the pencil lines. It's so pretty. It's such a fun start to this piece. I feel like it's the grounding. Oh, my light just messed up. Hold on one second. Okay, I'm not sure what happened there. All right, anyway, I think this is kind of a grounding start, and everything is going to build off of this beautiful leaf chain. All right, so if we go back to our little sketchbook, there's all these different options. So I love things that don't look exactly the way that nature intended it, right? So I kind of like how Barbara did these little circles and not just a basic leaf pattern. So I really like that. I want to do some of that, but I also want to do some of the leafy patterns just to kind of make it look earthy and natural. All right, so I think what I'm going to do is over here, I'm going to start with the line and circle. I'm going to make that circle kind of big so it really takes up space in that little leaf. Then the next one, I'm going to do a line and then those little diagonal lines for that tree leaf pattern. The next one, I'm going to do the line with the circle. I would do just the circle, but I don't feel like it takes up enough space, so I kind of like adding that line in there. And then I'm going to do a line down the middle of this one and those diagonal leaf lines. So I'm just alternating every one. Line, circle. And your line does not have to come from the tip of the previous leaf. Like mine is not in the center, so it's okay. Make it come from wherever it feels right. All right, I'm also going to add something. Instead of doing just an open circle, I'm going to ink it in. You can check out mine and see if you like it. I just feel like it needs a little bold bit in there. That one got larger and larger as I tried to make it more circular. That's okay. Okay, I kind of like those little bits of darkness, so you can do that, but you don't have to. All right, I think I'm going to continue the same thing on this side, just because I kind of like that they'll match, but you can do anything you want. These shapes are yours to play with. If you accidentally do 2 in a row and you are trying to alternate them, it's okay. No one in the world is going to look at that, look at your piece and feel like you did it wrong. So if you did a line and a dot and then you did 2 with the veins, it's okay. Do your next one line and a dot and then do 2 veins again. Pretend like it was on purpose. Okay, so if I were to be using this as the main part of my tile, you could always add some little fescue coming out. You could aura it again. There's so many fun things that you could do to kind of extend it. I'm not going to do that today because our other florals we're going to make this week are going to be building off the sides of these. So I'm not going to embellish by having any fun little things coming off the sides. I'm going to leave it like this, but I am going to add some shading. So I'm going to grab my pencil and my little blending tool. And wherever a leaf overlaps another one, we're going to give a little shadow. So right there, and then watch what happens when I pull that away. It really looks like this leaf is up above that one. So that first one I made is tucking behind that little frame, so I can add a shadow there. And I can add a shadow right here where this one peeks out of that frame. And then right here, because there's a leaf that's going over another leaf. See how this is just really layering these, giving that little illusion of a shadow. And we're always pulling that graphite away from the line that we added it to. So I'm adding it to the outside of this line. And then I'm pulling it away from that line and into this leaf shape. Now just take a moment to look at my 2 leaf chains. What a huge difference just because we added some graphite. This one up here is beautiful, but this one down here has so much dimension and like so much movement. I just love it. Okay, I'm going to do the next one. I'm going to put a little bit where it comes out from the frame. And then everywhere that one leaf goes over another, I'm going to add that shadow on the bottom leaf, the one in the background. We always want that blending to be a smooth transition from the dark to the light. So we soften it and then we just pull it up into that shape a little bit. My last one here, I'm going to add that shading, of course, where the one leaf goes over the other, but I'm also going to add it over here where it tucks into the frame. And there we go. Leaf Chain by Barbara Duell Johnson, the first tangle on week 3 of our series. Please, please, please follow me on Facebook at Let's Tangle. Every Sunday we do show and tell, and you can share your work. As I'm recording this on Sunday. It will release midnight on Monday. But I did my show and tell today and got to see many of your week 2 gardens. And as I look at them, I just feel like you are all better artists than I am. Like, they are so incredible. Every single one of them. Just magical, beautiful, with or without color. Any extra embellishments you added or didn't add. I just love all of them so much. So please join Facebook, the Let's Tangle, and share your work on Sundays. You can also sign up for my emails at www.minsofzen.com if you would like to know about future kits. All right, thank you so much. We will see you tomorrow for day 12. Thank you. Bye-bye.